And lastly, another stock that has been making major moves lately is Palantir. So Palantir recently had a demo day where they talked about their commercial aspects of their business. They have a lot of government contracts, but they've been pushing really heavily into increasing their commercial business, like not just on government contracts. They want to make sure they have contracts with large institutions, Fortune 500 companies, things like that. And now Palantir is continuing its push into two different industries, which are life sciences and into like institutions as well. So they're pushing more so into doing work with businesses like Merck and other companies rather than just focusing on the government contracts. So they already have major government contracts with the US. And one thing in particular is they only do business with companies that are with governments that are either the US government or allies of the US government. They don't work with adversaries, which is something to really like about this company, especially with, always political tensions and things like that. The US knows that they could trust Palantir, and they already have major contracts with them, between aerospace contracts, between a lot of different organizations in the government. So Palantir recently, they announced about a $90 million contract with a pretty big organization, a pretty big government organization. In addition to this, we're seeing that data analytics is becoming more and more important in the sciences, with hospitals, with the life sciences like Merck and other companies in that area. And recently, Microsoft, they announced that they spent $19.7 billion, their second largest acquisition ever, on acquiring a company called Nuance, which is an AI and voice communications company for, to help with their cloud and software business. So obviously we're seeing that data analytics in the healthcare space is becoming more and more important, and Palantir is pushing more so now than ever into getting more contracts in this space. So Ben Amor, a lead Palantir healthcare engineer, said the other day that we're very excited to share the recent work we have been doing with our life sciences customers, such as the National Institutes of Health, global pharmaceutical companies, and the UK's National Health Service. And he said that they have been pushing heavily into this space, and they already have big contracts with the Department of Health and Human Services. They have contracts in the UK with the government, but now they're starting to push more so into the commercial aspects of this with companies like Merck and other healthcare companies. So we'll continue to see what happens here. Hopefully they sign some pretty big contracts, shortly in the healthcare space. We need to see this because Palantir is valued at over $40 billion. So having some contracts in the commercial space will be very, very important for them. They're right now, government contracts make up a majority of their business, so we need to see them start to expand even more so. But according to healthcare engineers at Palantir and people at the company, they said this is their next big push in terms of commercial companies. So